Sunday the 26th of February. So let's have a recap of the FTSE 100 from last week and then let's go over what it is suggesting for the trading week ahead. Okay, so what we've been going over whilst the FTSE has been in this range right here is that likely we would see the market coming up and testing the previous swing highs, which are also the all-time highs on the FTSE 100. So this is the highest price the FTSE has ever traded. We've basically been ranging between here and here. Now we identified, as the market broke up, we identified this level of support right here, which is where the market was bouncing to the bullish side, and on the way up it was rejecting round about the 7,300 level and just slightly higher. Now, the best way to go over this is how we were looking at it at the tail end of last week with the subscribers. So, after we seen this day right here, Monday the 20th, we had a nice spike up. It came up into 7322.9, so basically 7323. What I said was potentially this is job done on the move up. So job done on the spike up into the highs. I was really looking for 7328 to be tagged. Let me just mark it in. Round about here, which is where the key resistance started to come into the FTSE for me. Didn't quite get there. It's important to understand when you're trading that it's not always an exact science. So if you've got a target, let's say at 7,400, you're in a long position, the market comes up to 7,395 and you start seeing strong rejection, it makes sense to come out of your trade the 5 points early. You always have to read what the market is telling you. So after we've seen this spike up, just said potentially that is job done on the spike up. However, nothing changes. We're not changing the way we trade. We're still within this range. We were looking for resistance up above and support down below. Then when we've seen this stay right here, we were looking for breaks below these levels right here in the morning. The analysis was if we start breaking below this level, our next target for the FTSE 100 would be down here at the 7 to 10 area. Now, should also mention, with this being the next target, it doesn't mean that it's going to happen in one day, but we did have that nice strong move down. It was the next sensible level of support. We have been going over this also in the Sunday analysis videos. This area down here would be the next potential support. As soon as we started breaking below here on the Friday, that was the target. And we actually managed to get into a nice sell position on Friday. Okay, so now moving into next week, what are we looking at? Well, first of all, let's get rid of all the lines. And the first thing we can see is that the FTSE has done what? It has pulled back up above the level of support. So it's pulled right back up into the ranging price action. So at the start of next week, not a lot has changed. We're not changing our analysis. We're still looking at the range. If we start to break down below these levels once again, then it's giving us a very nice clue as to the support. Still looking down at the 7 to 15 areas, and you can take it down really to the bottom of the spike for potential support. Next key levels, really it's starting to come down into this whole area down here. It's getting back to the previous swing high where the market came down, tested previously and began to bounce back up once again. Now, the analysis also has not changed to the bullish side. We have lots of support up above. Resistance, sorry. This is the all-time highs on the FTSE 100. So even if this market starts to break up, I am more than happy to look up here for potential sell positions. So going into next week, just a quick recap. We are back in the range. We did break down, but it has shot back up into the range. So we are once again looking for the evidence. If we start to break up, we have key resistance up above for potential sell positions. If we start breaking down, again, our support level is the one we have been looking at for potential buy positions. And I should also say, if we do get those buy positions from this level, this area here, especially if we see a second break down, so we've had the first breakdown, if we see a second breakdown at the start of next week, a return up into these levels here will potentially be very good to look for resistance on a stronger move down on the FTSE 100. Okay guys, so those are the main things I am watching next week. Although we did have our nice breakdown into our next target to the bearish side last week, the market is still within this range. And whilst it's doing this, we are just looking at the market in exactly the same way, waiting for that evidence each time, waiting for the breaks before we have our next targets. So breaking down, we have the target down here. We can also look for the potential resistance. If we're breaking up, we're coming straight into the all-time highs, and I'm more than happy to look up there for potential sell positions also. I mean, what you quite often see in markets is a spike up, just testing the levels, and then you get the selling coming into the market. Okay guys, so as always, I hope that was helpful. I hope you all have a good trading week next week. I'm James Orr, and thank you.